Hey, y'all. How about a little Riot podcast time? Just among friends.
Howdy there.
Howdy there. Howdy ho. Hey, today in the podcast, it seems like I thought I grabbed a lot of stuff, but it's a short list when I look at it.
Maybe in list form, it's just not. But what it lacks in titles and that will, you're still going to love the content and the quality of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We talk about the national fast food holiday that maybe happened. There's a new president in our midst at Chipotle. Nikki's dog, YouTube remix, Michael Vick. Oh, let's keep Michael Vick away from Nikki's dog.
I know this is more about the AF, what is it? AFA?
AAF.
AAF?
FA. I think it's the AAF. American Athletic Football or something like that. I don't know. It's the new football league.
L? Is there an L in there? There's no L?
It's like 3.
There's another football league that's coming, and so there's details about that in one of the franchises out of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. So other things, Disney Shanghai, porch pirating, and beer yoga, which, okay, the article I was reading about this beer yoga place called it Broga.
Yeah.
They missed that.
It's Bruga. Well, that makes more sense.
No. I'm saying that's what we should call it.
Oh, sure.
That's way better than Broga. Bruga. Ooga.
Baruga. That's totally what that sounds like. Maybe that's why they
didn't
did
go
not
with it.
go with Bruga.
Okay.
Instead, we talk about Broga.
Yeah. And see what you think we think about it.
We found the problem with the other on our own.
Found it right away. So, hey, you guys enjoy the podcast. Thanks for stopping by and spending time with us. Remember to say, hey, if you go to riot.radiou.com, you can find links to our social media. Always love to hear from you on Twitter. You can hit us up on Facebook as well. It's all there.
Everything's located there.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Sometimes a bad example is the best example. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I have to ask you a serious question.
Yes.
Like real talk kind of question.
All right, let's get serious.
Is today a national holiday I don't know about?
I don't think so. Why?
It's not a bank holiday where nobody else on earth gets the day off, but a bank gets closed?
Normally I find those on like a Monday.
Okay.
Or maybe even a Friday, but not on a Thursday.
I'm sorry, the bank and the post office are closed on those days. Because here's what has happened to me is I'm wondering if there's like a national fast food holiday. So, again, not that the bank is closed, but that all the fast food is closed, and they're celebrating a holiday that we, the people, don't know anything about.
Did you try to go somewhere and it wasn't working?
There are 3 McDonald's between my home and this building. None of which are on, one of which is on a direct path. The other 2 require slight detours,
But
detours.
Nothing crazy.
I guess theoretically there's a 4th one that I could have, and even a 5th one if I had gone even farther out of my way.
Sure.
McDonald's, like they're everywhere, right? How is it that I wake up this morning deciding that I'm going to go to McDonald's and every McDonald's that I went to today was closed?
Now, why was it closed?
Or why was it closed?
Or was it more like...
why
they're having
was it closed?
A shortage in this shift's period of people?
Could someone explain to me why? And, one McDonald's, I just, the small town that I live in, that McDonald's is one of the most inept.
They need to close every so often.
Insane. Like they do. They need to shut that place down and bring in a team from out of town to bring it back together.
Well, maybe these 3 were all owned by a franchise owner.
No way.
And they had them all closed down for some reason.
I know that's not true because these other 2 McDonald's I go to, they actually serve me the food I order.
Maybe it was cleaning day. It's cleaning
time.
It's
National Cleaning Day?
It's McDonald's cleaning time.
Well, I can tell you that I went to these McDonald's.
But they're 24 hours, aren't they? Like, how are they closed?
How
are they closed? Does anybody work for McDonald's and know why you would be closed?
24 hours.
I see your problem. I see a serious issue.
Honestly, the questions that you're asking, they sound so familiar to me.
Because you've asked them 3 times today.
I was asking those very same questions not 20 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you end up getting anything?
Yeah. I went to the bakery and got a donut.
Oh, that's nice.
And let me tell you something right now. this is so stupid. I was starving. I was like, I want all the donuts, please. Put all the donuts in as many boxes as it takes, and I'll take them. Yes, give me all the donuts. And I told myself, I was like, no, a donut.
One.
You may have a donut, and that's all you can have. And then it was like, well, what's the biggest donut that you have? But I just got a glazed donut.
Sure.
So
I see you've recovered. You've got a great breakfast option.
No, it's a terrible choice. Like, it is a terrible choice. There's nothing in that will sustain me past 10 minutes from now.
Why don't you see if there's a breakfast sandwich in the freezer?
There probably is.
Yeah, you can just have that.
I'm going to eat this donut.
Anyways.
I'll have a breakfast sandwich at some point this morning. But I just wanted to check, because I thought maybe I'd come in and you'd be like, well, yeah, didn't you know that this is the day we celebrate when Ronald came down from the mountain with 2 all-beef patties?
Looks like
one
you're
in
clear.
Each arm?
It's not a holiday today.
When life is this good, you don't need a vacation. So get back to work. It's The Riot on Radio U.
Just to let you know, just a little side note here, donuts are amazing.
You eat yours for breakfast.
I just had a donut, like unapologetically ate a donut
already?
for breakfast, which is, it's a worthless breakfast. It's a puff of sugar air.
Yeah,
and
but
it was, I'm not kidding, incredibly delicious.
Maybe you
Shockingly
just
so.
needed that today.
Maybe I just needed that donut.
So even though it was a puff of sugar air, it was still good.
Oh my gosh, it was delicious. My only regret is that I did not buy several more to accompany it. But the coffee's here, so we'll let it go. Did you guys tune in for the State of the Union last night?
Was that last night?
Well, I guess it was not the State of the Union. It was the inauguration. There will probably be a State of the Union later this week. I'm talking about the United States of Chipotle.
Oh, that's it. I was like, I don't think we had that scheduled as a country.
Oh, well, I mean, Nikki, I have dual citizenship. And one of those is in...
You were kicked out of that kingdom a long time ago.
Yeah, I never go
Actually,
back.
you left on your own free will.
Oh, I do love the donut. Oh, wait, back on the donuts. Let's get back to Chipotle. I did leave of my own free will. See, there was a plague spreading in the country.
In both their houses.
And so I was like, I have to go, guys. It's funny. I was talking to Zach yesterday. He still loves Chipotle.
Yeah,
like, he never
sure.
left Chipotle. But he went to Bibi Bop instead of Chipotle. He and I were discussing, like, hey, which one do we like better? And I used to be like a Chipotle advocate, but for me, Bibi Bop has completely replaced any interest I have in Chipotle.
That's the only place I go through a line and pick which items I want for my bowl.
Yeah, and I prefer Bibi Bop. I like the flavors and the food better than I do at Chipotle. Now, the Chipotle CEO doesn't want to hear that. Brian Nickel.
Isn't that the new guy who came from Taco Bell?
It is. And this is the part that gets me. You've had your first day at work before where you're like, okay, they're going to teach me how to run the cash register and how to use a broom. So it's my first day. What the heck
nervous.
What is it like for your first day as the CEO? This guy, it was his first day as the boss of everyone. Wednesday. He walks into work and he doesn't know what he's doing, but everybody's saying that he's the boss.
Well, I bet you they had plans in place and he was probably a part of those. This is just his first front facing, like public day.
So you think he's been
I'm sure.
Making phone calls?
Yeah, and making meetings and all that stuff because they want to try to turn Chipotle around a bit.
So he used to work at Taco Bell. Now, if he's probably had, like you had said, some pre-meetings for the meetings and stuff. But in reality, his first day was yesterday. So when you're about to start your big job, your first big day at Chipotle, do you take like a little vacation first?
Probably.
To get yourself ready?
Yeah.
Maybe he makes some kind of pilgrimage to some sort of an Aztec mountain in
maybe not
Mexico or something to prepare himself to find. He has to find the golden Chipotle that's planted at the top of the mountain.
He wants to make Chipotle, what he says, more relevant again. They didn't provide too many details, but it involves, they believe, a little tweaking to the Chipotle menu and really focusing on delivery options as well, just how to make it a faster experience, which we talked to that Chipotle's have been working on and testing their drive-through experience.
True.
So that seems to be what they want to focus on.
Nikki, I just made you
a lot like Taco Bell.
Well, yeah. I just made you CEO of Chipotle.
Yeah.
What is the one tweak that you think Chipotle needs?
I don't like the taste of whatever their seasonings are. I don't like the meat. I don't like the chicken. I don't like anything protein-based. What?
You're just saying that you hate Chipotle.
No, I like the rice and I like the chips. I feel like...
You mean the stuff that comes out of the bag?
Yes, I like that. I feel like they need to retweak their seasonings and then maybe not be so like, well, hang on, let us weigh each individual item to make sure that's all you're getting. A little bit of freedom back. Remember pre-Chipotle where it was like slapping it on, like, here's another scoop, here's a scoop, here's a scoop.
When they were like, we have to get another tortilla. This one broke because there's so much.
We can't possibly fit it in the burrito. And gone are those days.
Well, yeah, but maybe that sort of, free for all. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, it didn't lead to the E. coli.
See, my thing, though, is I feel like it's the other way now. I go to Chipotle and they're like, here, sir, would you like a teaspoon of this meat? That's too much. I'm going to take that piece back out.
They're very stingy with everything, and everything doesn't taste as good.
I would almost like to see them weigh the burrito, so at least then I know what I'm getting.
You want to make sure.
I'm just like...
but you know what? It's not our first day there, so what are we to say?
Yeah, man, if I was like, the first thing we're going to do as the CEO of Chipotle is buy a better chair. All right. Then ask me about the second thing.
Well, their chairs are awfully uncomfortable.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. Radio U.
Last night, when I was perusing the social medias, I was, to be completely frank, heartbroken over what I ended up seeing. A good friend of mine had recently taken their dog to a 2-week doggy boot camp in which they paid a substantial amount of money to have that dog trained. And last night on social media, I saw evidence that that money had not only been wasted, but I got the feeling that they thought it was so cute that he was not properly punished for the crimes that he had committed. And
I don't know why, but
I was distraught.
Since my dog Rollo came back from doggy boot camp, he has found that he likes to chew paper.
Yeah.
And he never did.
Well,
Never.
You understand what's happening, don't you?
He's lashing out somehow.
He's acting out.
He's acting out.
Like the stress that he endured a couple of weeks ago, he doesn't know how to handle it. And so
this is how he's dealing with it.
He's acting out by eating paper.
Well, I came home yesterday and he had gotten into like a sticker pack of things. Mm-hmm. And he literally had 7 or 8 large stickers stuck to his body. And then there were stickers just throughout the house. Just like stuck to the floor, stuck to the carpet.
Do you think maybe the cats did it and they stuck the stickers to him?
It was him. It was stuck to his beard. Like it's there. It is enough evidence, I believe, to convict him and call him guilty.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, we had a talking to him. I mean, what can you do about it?
Well,
I put them away. I made sure all pads of paper are away until he gets over this.
Did you hit him with it a few times?
No.
Not with your hand, Nikki, with the sticker pack. No. So he doesn't connect
doesn't know
the
it's
fact.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I did not do that.
So there's no punishment at all. Just eat whatever you want, sticker time, and we'll just go ahead, let's snuggle up. Do what you want.
Actually, it's worse.
Touch the cornballer.
He gets embarrassed when I put like a jacket or a hoodie on him, and so I put his doggy hoodie on, and that taught him.
You think
really
that
calmed him down, didn't he?
So public shaming.
Yeah, it's cute, but to him, he doesn't like it.
That's public shaming. See, Nikki, when you force someone to do something that you like that they don't like or consent to.
Well, I didn't want him to eat my stickers and my notepad.
So you put a
hoodie on him.
A hoodie on him.
The doggy hoodie.
Yeah.
No, we're fine. We're working through it, but that was disappointing.
Did they teach you anything at doggy boot camp? Like when doggy messes up, do blank?
I have a can, like a soda can, and it has pennies in it, and it's got a string attached to it.
Was it like the swear jar?
No, it's
like, we're putting another penny in the jar.
No, like, let's just say he would constantly go, and if he was trying to get something off the counter, you would tie it to the item near the counter. So then if you were gone and he tried to go for it, it would pull the can down and shake and scare him. And supposed to over time teach him. And you can put these cans anywhere. I just have one, and so I'm going to put that there. That'll do it.
Yeah, we'll attach the stickers to it.
No, like put it near the area where he's been looking at things.
Okay. I just feel like maybe a more direct approach.
The swatting at him with the sticker pack.
The other thing you might consider is that they do make these wireless shock collars.
He has one.
He does? Well, shock him if you...
I'm not home to...
Well, no. What you do is that you show him a sticker. Want a sticker? Want a sticker?
You try to trap him.
Want a sticker? Want a sticker?
Well, they say, though, if you're not there for the actual thing, then there's no point. Dogs don't understand. Like, he's not going to be able to get, hey, 4 hours earlier, I got into the stickers, and now I'm getting punished by it.
I want a mom like you. That's what I want. Like, I was going to punish him, but he's not going to get it.
I mean, he won't understand. I have to catch him in the act of doing it or try the can approach.
He's not going to get it, so it's fine.
He looks so cute because he was covered in stickers. Just adorable. Mm-hmm. And it's so hard to just be mad. Well, no, it's very low thing.
I'll tell you who's in charge at that house.
Not me.
Rolo.
It's fine.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough? Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Hey, did you hear the one where Google abandoned Google Music and did something else instead?
And he walks into a bar and says, why the long Google face?
And the fourth one ducked. I thought we had already heard this. Did you send this to me?
I did, yeah. But now they're like maybe serious about it.
I hope they do it. I use Google Play Music because for $10 a month, I get Google Play Music and I get YouTube Red together. And I know like I'm late to the party, but like I've become a real YouTube watcher.
Your ability to watch a movie has shortened down, and
yes, my attention span is.
TV shows now are even a little too long. So at this point, YouTube's the only thing left that's really about that sweet spot of like 5 or 10 minutes.
And I'm quitting in the middle of those, but
at least it's getting closer.
I'm still watching him. So the YouTube Red, along with my music service, has actually been a really kind of value add for me. That feels good because it removes all the commercials from YouTube. And then, of course, I had Spotify. I paid $10 a month for that. And I do
think... Which, by the way, if you make sure to follow the RadioU official playlist on Spotify...
You should.
It's just a heads up.
I liked Spotify quite a bit, actually. And Google still... They have almost all the same music... But
it's just a different setup.
The interface is nowhere near as good. Like, it is nowhere near as good. I'm sorry, Google. So the idea of them launching something they would call YouTube Remix. And YouTube Remix would be Google Play Music and YouTube Red would go away, and then you would just have this new service that would be called YouTube Remix.
It's supposed to have a different behind-the-scenes setup. So it is supposed to be a little bit different.
They are saying, and we'll see if this is true, that they have an advanced algorithm that will be the best. But everybody says theirs is the best. And that they will know what is the next song you want to hear.
Sure.
Like based on this deep, deep math.
See, I didn't know. I knew they were going to dump, Play Music, but I wasn't sure that they were going to dump YouTube Red because I use YouTube Red, but I don't use Google Play.
Well, they wouldn't dump it. It would all come together. Remixed.
And so they're just making it have a new skin to it.
Yeah, which I would be fine with that. That is one of the things that Google... It already does that a little bit. So, like, for example, well, here you go, Nikki. This weekend, I'm going to a Broadway play.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see The King and I had some friends that wanted to go. Free ticket. I was like, I'm in.
Can't say no to that.
Whatever, let's go. And so then it occurred to me, I've never heard a single song from that. I don't know anything about it.
Never heard The King and I?
Never. And so, I mean, I'm familiar with it, but...
He's more of a Les Mis guy.
Yeah, so I just asked my Google Home Mini to play The King and I for me. Apparently, it couldn't find it in Google Play Music, but it did find it on YouTube. So it just started playing me the audio of some YouTube whatever, and probably illegally uploaded, I don't know, whatever, but it played that for me instead. So it kind of already does some YouTube music / whatever across the board. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do this, but man, if they could just make the interface better, because it sucks. It really does.
Why don't you just email or post that to them?
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
I always love stories about alternate dimensions where things are like just a little different. Does anybody remember Fringe? That was awesome.
You really liked that.
Sliders, that was cool. I mean, it actually wasn't that cool, but the idea behind it was cool. I like the Star Trek Mirror Mirror episodes. Yeah. Alternate dimensions, which is why I think I'm so interested in the Alliance of American Football League.
Which one's that one?
That's the one that the former NBC guy is putting together. So Vince McMahon, the guy behind the WWE, is restarting the XFL.
So that's one.
And that launches, I believe, in 2020.
But then the old NBC guy was like, well, we're going to do something else. Not under the NBC umbrella, I don't think.
He just used to work there.
Used to work there, but they wanted to start it a year earlier, almost like to get a jump on it.
So it was, the person behind it is the son of longtime NBC executive Dick Ebersol. So that guy is the one that's launching it.
And honestly, it felt like coming off of a NFL season where they lost a lot of fans.
Right.
They were going to be pushing for a league where they were making it more American.
The thing that, I mean, the undercurrent is a lot of NFL players were protesting, taking a knee during the national anthem, et cetera, et cetera.
And it seemed like a lot of people were tired of adding that layer into the NFL and wanted just to watch a game.
So the AAF, or is that, the AAF.
It sounds like something when you're older and you get like their insurance or something, like you're a senior.
Like they can help you get a discount.
Not a senior in school, but like a senior citizen.
Yeah, they can help you get a discount on the hover round.
And there'd
just
be
call
like
this 800 number.
Some sort of duck mascot for all your medical needs.
And absolutely, that's spot on.
But they just wanted it seemed like they were trying to promote, okay, you can just watch the game, less politics, just football.
Yeah, no free speech in the AAF. Don't do what you want.
Well, you can just keep it off the field.
Well, and your Twitter feed.
Out of the stadium.
So people are like, we don't want our politics and our football mixed together. And that they haven't come out and specifically. Now, the XFL, they're like, ain't nobody doing nothing. I'm Vince McMahon. I'll put you in the ring.
They are being very vocal about that.
The AAF it feels like they've kind of made statements around that, but maybe not directly addressing it. But one of the big things that have come out of this is that yesterday they announced that Michael Vick will be coming out of retirement to coach in the AAF. He's going to be an offensive coordinator.
Sure.
So
wait, he's coaching or playing?
Well, coaching.
Okay.
Offensive coordinator.
Okay.
For what? Let's see. What team?
I love hearing the team names because it's just so weird. They're just not what you're used to hearing.
Oh, you know what? I lost.
Maybe
the name
they don't have the team name yet.
You know what? I don't have. I thought I did, but I don't see it here. Maybe it will. Brad Childress, who was a former Minnesota Vikings head coach, will be the offensive and wait, what? I'm lost. He serves as an offensive analyst for the Chicago Bears. Apparently, he's going to be coaching this new team that's going to be forming. So, as I understand it, that they launch next year, I think it is. And it's that whole idea of, again, as I understand it, it will happen when the NFL is over.
Gotcha.
So it's not like they're going to directly take on the AAF. It says it launches the week after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So there you go.
We'll see what it does.
And that's the same space that the XFL tried to fill, whenever that was. They were it launched right after the NFL was over. And so the goal here is that we never have a time of year where there's no football. So it'll be like, hey, wrap up everything with the Super Bowl. When's that? Like in February. Then we've got the AAF. Then we can go right into Canadian football, and that's going to carry us into college football.
So for Michael Vick, they're talking about, yes, he's been hired as the offensive coordinator for the AAF's Atlanta franchise.
So it doesn't have a name, but it will be in Atlanta.
It's the Atlanta's version. Yes, that's the one.
That's what they should call it. The Atlanta franchisees.
We just couldn't come up with anything else.
Go franchisees!
It has something to it.
Woo! That's exciting.
Go football.
Yeah, and then your mascot is a contract?
How does Nikki put up with Obadiah day after day? It's easy. We pay her. RadioU.
Now, Nikki, if I sound a little more relaxed, it's because I've been doing broga a lot lately.
Dude,
and so,
broga? Some bro yoga?
Well, I mean, it's not just
for the boys?
Bro yoga. I mean, girls can too, but, it's yoga where you don't have a goat. And it's not hot yoga.
Is it just with a friend?
No, it's with a beer.
A beer?
So you have...
You're gaining calories then while you're working out? Even though they maybe say you maybe sweat it out.
The idea is you get yourself a nice local brew, whatever,
a lager.
Whatever. And then you're like, okay.
Can't you just work out to work out? Does it have to have like a thing to it?
Yes, it has to have a thing.
Otherwise, no one wants to do it?
It's not enough to just work out. Well, look across culture. Want to run a 5K? Well, is it a mud 5K? Do I run the risk?
Is it extreme?
Do I run the risk of there being an electric shock? Like, I have to dive through? Okay.
Everything has to have a little something extra to it.
Well, it's not. That's exactly right. My question is, what do we do when we've done the extra? So pretty soon, is it going to be like beer goat yoga? Like, first off...
Do you have to keep the beer or keep the goats from drinking the beer?
No, I don't think that's it.
During the yoga class?
I think it's one of those things where it's like, all right, everybody, you'll see there are 2 beers by your mat. All right, you pour one of them into the bowl. That's the goat's beer. And then you have your beer. And then by the time you're done, you're like, man, we're all just God's creations, right? You and me, goat, we're in this together.
I'll be honest. Sometimes with like workout classes and stuff, I feel intimidated. Like you're going into a classroom setting. There's people that are probably way more ahead in advance compared to what you're doing, especially when it comes to yoga. You're just... probably maybe
I don't yoga.
Not as great. But when you add all these other things, it's even more intimidating.
Oh, so you'd be more intimidated by there being a goat in your yoga class than if you just...
Yeah, because, I don't goat and I don't beer. So, like, I'd have to keep trying to find a class that fits what I like. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what that's going to be. Because it's obviously not just yoga.
Yeah.
No one's offering that anymore.
Do you guys have a yoga class? Hot yoga? No.
An ironic yoga?
Yeah. In ironic yoga...
A retro yoga class. Like, that'd be what it was.
Oh,
retro yoga.
You mean retro yoga where, like, you just do yoga?
Yeah. We're offering that on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, not every day because nobody wants it. It's just something we're trying.
Next to spinning yoga goats where we try to incorporate all.
You know what annoys me? Like, I know that I fit some stereotype. It must be like some nerdy stereotype. But I just don't feel like I fit the stereotypical male at all. And they're like, hey, bro, you want to come and do yoga? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be beer. What? Because I'm a man, all of a sudden I want beer? Is that it?
Well, maybe that's what they feel to get people in.
Maybe we can sit around and watch ESPN when it's over. Right? High five, bro.
ESPNY. The yoga.
Oh my gosh. It just annoys me, the assumption that as a man, beer is the thing that it's my new motivator. Like when I was in junior high, it was pizza, and now that I'm an adult, it's beer.
Well, that's what they're doing for bro yoga.
Well, guess what? I'm not interested.
You walk in and they're doing the craft beer like in the back, and then it'll be done by the end of class.
Well, it's out there, Nikki. So if you felt like goat yoga wasn't for you, now there's beer yoga. Well, what about pizza yoga?
How about a Coke freestyle? Freestyle yoga.
Hey, I got a better idea. What if we just get a Coke freestyle machine and don't do any yoga?
Well,
we just sit around and drink Coke freestyles.
If you want that class.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
All right, Nikki, one more reason for us to go to Asia. We need to go to the Shanghai Disney.
Yeah.
Because remember, they got that cool Tron ride.
That's not the reason why I would go.
What about Toy Story Land?
No, because isn't Toy Story Land also in the Anaheim one?
No, like they have like a Toy Story thing, but this is land.
This is official.
All you have to do is put land on it, and you know what they can do? They can charge us extra
for the just Disney experience.
I mean, if it's just a ride, it's nothing. But if you make it a land,
hey, I
can chuck $10 on that ticket price.
I appreciate the Toy Story series, but not enough to go to Shanghai, to go to Disney. Like, that's a lot.
Land. Shanghai Disney Toy Story Land.
All right, well, what are they offering?
Toy Story stuff.
Okay, was there any other selling feature? I feel like you're not selling it enough.
The Slinky Dog Spin.
Is that a ride?
Yeah. Rex's Racer.
These sound like children's rides.
And Woody's Roundup. Woody's Roundup. You know, from the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Also, there's a themed character greeting area called the Meeting Post. There's shopping and dining experiences. Al's Toy Barn.
Oh!
House, Toy Barn.
Oh, my
I would
gosh.
absolutely want to do that. And then the Toy Box Cafe.
See, I just want to go to Shanghai. I think that'd be awesome.
Too.
But I don't know if I would take the extra step and go to Disney while I was there.
I think it would be great, with all my extra money that I have laying around. I actually do think it would be...
From your tax return?
Yeah. Oh,
no one got any money back. No one.
You know what? It's funny that you instinctively leaped to the most hurtful thing that you could say.
I went for the biggest
the
hurt.
most hurtful thing you could say.
Hey, I had to pay too. We're all in that same boat. That's not going anywhere fun.
Just because you're bleeding, you made me bleed.
Just wanted to remind you. Well, 'tis the season because sometimes, around back when it was time to do your taxes, everybody's like, oh, yeah, I got all this money. I'm going to go on a vacation. Then that would have been an option.
I was like, hey, I got all this money I saved. I'm going to give it to the government.
I'm going to give it to the other.
They can have it.
Actually, I got some state money back, but then federal was way more.
I'm getting a check back from the state as well. That would be enough for me to get an orange slushie.
Is it that small from state?
Yeah.
Aw.
It's like $45 or something.
Okay.
Which, again, in a Disney theme park is enough for you to get a thimble full of something to drink.
It's a water. You have to pay for water.
That's pretty much all yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm not a Disney person, though, but if you were, then that would be maybe a bucket list to go to all the Disneys.
That's what I think that would be fun. Okay, think about this.
If that was something you liked.
Money's not an option. You and I go on a world tour and we just go to all the theme parks. And then we get to spend time in the area.
I would rather just go to the area. I'm still not a theme park person.
I want to do both.
As much.
But then again, I don't know why. Every time I go to a Disney park,
miserable.
I'm like, I'm not having fun. It's so hot. Oh, my gosh. Maybe in a different part of the world, though. Maybe in Shanghai, it's not that hot.
Maybe we'll go to that. We'll go to the Japan one. Maybe we'll go to Paris.
I don't know. I went to Disney the first week of December 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. That Disney World in Florida, that was not bad. It wasn't as crowded. There's never a not crowded. It just wasn't as crowded, and it was not hot. It was 65 degrees.
I last went to Disneyland in June of a month where it was 101.
Yeah.
The memories. Memories.
If it makes you feel better, I've been to Disney World in June, and I don't remember the trip at all.
Because it was just too much. People were screaming.
My brain was unable to process it. So, I think I went to Disney, but I don't know.
You hear all the negatives, Disney. Don't think you try to dangle Toy Story in front of us. That's going to change anything.
Toy Story Land.
It's not.
The Riot.
All right, pace yourself because you're going to have to do this all day for very little money.
RadioU.
In order to finance our worldwide vacation in which we visit all of the Disney parks.
Work tour. It's work.
Nikki and I are going to have to explore some alternative means of funding. And I believe I've stumbled onto one of those, Nikki. How do you feel about us becoming Porch Pirates?
In my area, that's not taken over. But
I know, which means that there's a huge growth industry in the area.
But in some cities and some areas, porch piracy is an extremely difficult thing that they're now trying to figure out what they can do with it. And for me, I'm still I'll watch this YouTube video of porch pirates gone bad. But we don't get them.
It's perfect. It's perfect. This is what you and I should do. We should.
I could never steal off someone's porch.
You know what? Here's the thing: is you have to stop thinking about it like that. Okay, how many times has Amazon stolen from you?
Not any time I know.
Wrong. All the time.
All the time with their prices.
Yeah.
And their 2-day shipping, but they take 2 weeks to actually start to ship it.
Okay.
They
all right.
owe me.
Yes, they do. So now here's what you're going to do. You are going to go. The people that you're taking those packages off their porches, they're fine.
So what are they doing with it?
They're going to report it to Amazon.
They'll get another thing.
They'll get another thing, and then Amazon's just going to write the whole thing off.
No, because then eventually
it's a big write-off for them.
It hurts the system, and then prices go up because they're having to combat that, and we lose.
Or is there already a certain amount of theft built into the price, and you're just making sure that theft happens?
Is this
you are actually you're helping the system?
Is this why HBO is so expensive because of all the people that pirate all the shows?
Which is why you and I should keep stealing shows.
No,
because
I can't steal.
That piracy is built into the price.
I would never want someone to steal from my porch, so I can't do it.
Oh,
but I'll drive you. I'll drive you.
That just makes you an accomplice. That's the same.
The show that steals together stays together.
Yeah.
And I'll at least show support if this is your new thing.
Well, what I'm thinking is we need to, first we steal a car because I don't want them to be able to track it back to us. And the thing that
I'm not ready for that yet either.
All right, it's fine. The thing that I think we really have to work on is hiding our faces because, like, here's this guy in Tracy, California, I think it is. He's been stealing stuff, and he realized at one point that his face was on camera, like they had a porch camera.
They had one on the doorbell?
Yeah, and so he tries to steal the camera. It didn't work, by the way. I don't think he actually managed to get the camera, but the camera spotted his face. So you and I will need to come up with a way to hide our faces while we do this porch piracy. But by the time they catch on to us, we'll be gone.
We'll be gone to a different neighborhood.
The other thing I was thinking, though, like, you don't get high on your own supply. You don't, whatever. So we drive. I think what we do is I don't think we steal around where we live. I think we drive like in 2 states over.
Sure.
Because I feel like we've got to be constantly on the move or else this thing doesn't work. So
we still have to show up for the show because otherwise they'll know that we've been gone.
No, we'll get a tie line or whatever.
We'll do it from wherever.
Like we'll just do it from secret locations.
I've been thinking like my neighbor, I can see their porch really well, and they have had a. I don't think they're there. There's been a package though at like the front door for the last 2 days.
Yeah,
you just look at it. You're like, what's in there? Why is it still outside? Why don't you get your package?
Yeah. The other thing is,
like, why aren't you getting it?
Like you should go over and just take it.
But I can't. I guess deep down, I'm still a really good person who can't steal something.
Oh, I know
you would have thought being on this show would have changed that, but I still can't.
Okay. Well, no vacation for you then. I mean, again, think about this. Like, think about all the times the government's stolen from you.
You want me
Nikki.
to sell the items that I've stolen from someone's porch, or is that just I'm keeping them?
Look at all these people that are benefiting. They still get their item by reporting it to Amazon.
Even.
We sell it and get money for it, and then that person is able to purchase a product at a discounted price.
I hate selling stuff. Facebook, Craigslist, I hate it.
Aside from the moral difficulties, I don't see the problem.
I'd be doing all the work. I hate this.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
First thing we're going to do as the CEO of Chipotle is buy a better chair.